We're now on part 4, and we have one big paper box to go, and a few bags to go, and we're going to start a bit differently this time. We are going to look inside this bag right here. My dad is a big NASCAR fan, and this is kind of a cooler bag kind of thing, and when we started the trip, this was full of homemade mini cinnamon buns, and then after we ate them in about 30 seconds because they tasted awesome, it became a video game holder, and I don't exactly remember which kind of video games I put in it. So let's open and find out. So we have a whole variety of things. We have a Super Nintendo game, Miss Pac-Man, another Super Nintendo game, one of those cases, Uniracers. We have a falling apart into 2 pieces, Tomb Raider, The Last Revelation for the Sega Dreamcast. That's probably one of the only Dreamcast games I bought the whole trip. We have Darkstone. Interesting thing to note about all the games in here, I'm actually realizing now. I put them all in. These are all from a flea market I went to in Los Angeles. We were there on a Sunday, and there was a flea market, and it took up like a whole parking lot in front of a school. I mean, it was massive. Like, a parking lot doesn't sound very big, but it was really big, probably like 100 booths. And it was outside, and it was really cool. And I got all these games in this bag. I paid $60 for this bag. And there was actually some other things with it too. They must be inside the box. Overall, I got a very good deal on this bag. It was either 60 or 65, but I didn't pay any more than that for every single thing in this bag. We got Tomb Raider for Tomb Raider number 1 for PlayStation 1. We've got a sealed, brand new web browser for Dreamcast. The only problem with it is, unfortunately, this corner is busted. I don't even think I noticed that when I bought it, unfortunately. I was just so excited about the fact that it was sealed. Ooh, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Sealed. Pipe World 3D. Rayman the First. I actually haven't played the first Rayman game ever made. And it's in very nice shape too. So I'm actually looking quite forward to that. Oh man, everyone's going to know this is my favorite game. You have to collect the good and the somewhat scary. That's just the way it goes. Disruptor. It's called the best first-person shooter from Ultra Game Player Awards. And I mean, man, I'm sure that they're still around today, giving out all these crazy awards. We have the Resident Evil 4 bonus disc. We got Zaboomafoo. Oh man. Gonna play that right after I beat Teletubbies 100%. And then we actually have some good things under here. We have Star Ocean: The Second Story. I was shocked to get this game so cheap, because I mean, I thought it's like, man, Enix RPG. People must be like overpricing this thing through the roof. But it was only 15 bucks, and I mean, I bought all of this, so I ended up getting a deal on it. So I probably only ended up paying like 10 bucks for it. It's in very nice shape. Both discs are there. Star Wars: Rebel Assault 2. Again, on a multi-disc game, and one of them just flew out at me. I guess that's why Hikaru no Go had those extra locks on it, so that you don't accidentally open it and get CDs in your eye. Because I mean, no one likes CDs in your eye. And both discs, very nice shape. And one more game. Since I pretty much cleaned out their entire table, I ended up getting this with it. Final Fantasy IX. Now I have to compare this to my copy. To see if any discs are nicer or things like that. So, I mean, even though I do have it already, it's definitely still a nice find. I'm actually not sure if mine has the book either. So, overall, very nice. And I should note that, yeah, this had a $15 EB Games sticker on it. But I didn't go to a single EB Games or GameStop the whole trip, because, I mean, why would I? They don't have anything I'm interested in. And even if yeah, they don't have anything I'm interested in, really, as they don't even carry, like, PS2 or Xbox or GameCube. GameCube especially. I love GameCube. They don't carry any of those anymore. So, I mean, I don't really have any reason to go there. And if I want to buy new games, I'll go to somewhere where I can actually get them new, and not where they say they're new, even though they're open and touched, and someone used the disc as a frisbee. Anyway. Let's see. Moving on. Let's open one of these white plastic bags. This one seems to have almost nothing in it. Oh, right. I remember this. I went to a Goodwill in, yeah, it was San Francisco. Yeah, Goodwill in San Francisco. And the place was just a mess. I mean, what's it called? They had all their discs in a glass case. But nothing in the glass case was priced. So I mean, like, how much is this? How much is this? And every time they had to call over the manager, and then I noticed one more thing. So I had to wait for the manager to come over again. Like, just price your games. And at first they wanted $6.99 each for games, and I'm like, whoa, no. It's like $2.99 or like get lost. I didn't say it like that. But they did give it to me for $2.99, so I guess I did say something right. But anyway. 2 of these I actually bought for $2.99, and 2 of these are empty cases, which they were nice enough to give me for free. So they weren't that mean, just initially seemed like it, and the store was kind of run terribly. Anyway, Guardian Heroes for Sega Saturn. This one is one of the ones that actually has the game in it, and the case is actually not broken. I'm shocked, because these cases seem to break when you look at them. So that's in very nice shape. And I also got Tomb Raider 3. Now I'm trying to debate with myself whether the front of this is faded, or whether it's just supposed to kind of have like a nighttime effect, so it's the case actually isn't faded at all. Because I mean, you look at the back, and the colors are kind of exactly the same. So I don't know. Yeah, she looks a bit too pale, but I mean, I don't know. Anyway, this was another one, had the game and everything in it. Then I got 2 empty cases. I got Big Box Twisted Metal. I actually have it in the smaller case. I actually had no idea it came in the big case, but I mean, it has everything. It has the book and all that. So I was happy. I mean, this was in the case, and they didn't even know the disc was missing. So I mean, some poor person might have accidentally bought it thinking the game was in there, and then you get home and it's not there. Every collector has fallen for that trick at least once. And another empty case is Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation. This time for PlayStation 1. Unfortunately, no game in that either. So there we go with another plastic bag. And now I think I will move on to the big paper box. I did this last time too, and all the cards and everything went flying. Whoops. Here we just have a list of some of the stores I went to, and some other lists and stuff. And okay, let's see. Here we have more instruction manuals for video games. Here we have Jak 2, and while I said I don't usually use instruction manuals for my games, Jak 2 is one of those games that has so many ridiculously crazy things you have to do in it, that I just might. No, I mean, I say that. I mean, I've beat the game. All I have left is to get all of the precursor orbs, but anyone who's played this game will know that is no easy task. Although most of them are just from races and stuff like that, since I never really spent much time going back and trying to do the races. I mean, I'm a very thorough searcher when it comes to my video games, so I think I pretty much found every single hidden one. Maybe except for like 1 or 2 or something. But anyway, the Jak series is really cool, so I got that book. And I also got the Jak X book, and I paid $4 for this one, but like I said, I really like the Jak series. It's a really nice book. It's in really nice shape. Plus, it came with some sort of behind-the-scenes DVD, so I really wanted to check that out. And so yeah, I paid a bit more for that one. Anyway, let's see what else do we have in here. Let's place this on the table, maybe better than the floor. Alright, this thing right here, this is really interesting, and this was actually part of that whole flea market set I was just talking about. A few things in here are, and this is an Xbox wireless thing. Now, one of the worst parts about the 360, and one of the things that turned me off, and eventually, like one of the many things that made me not want to get it, even though all my friends had it, and eventually pushed me towards PlayStation 3. Was that 360 didn't have wireless built in, which is so stupid. And then you had to buy like the $70 wireless thing. Plus, if I wanted to play with all my friends, I was paying $60 a year. So I mean, plus you had the red ring problem. So there you go. That's why I didn't get a 360. In case anyone ever wanted to know. But this thing here is actually quite interesting. It was for the original Xbox. You can tell by the color. Although I probably would have worked on 360 as well. And you plug it into your internet port on your 360 or your original Xbox, and I guess you can have wireless internet without paying like $70 for that adapter, and that's really cool. I'm not exactly sure how it works, although I might try it someday if I can even figure out how. Anyway, that's pretty cool. This was also from the flea market. One of those PlayStation 1 Game Shark or action replay things. Now this one was really interesting. I mean, it came in the box. It was $2. Plus, when you open it, if you can ever get it open, it is actually, if we can ever get it out, maybe sometime this year. Seems like every video I have a problem with something. I'm trying to get the Sega Saturn control stick away. I'm trying to look for Knight Rider. It is actually see-through blue. And everyone, well, not everyone, some people may know that blue is actually my favorite color. So that was really cool. Also, in this top thing here, it just fell out. is a spring, and I have absolutely no idea what you are supposed to do with the spring. Let's just pretend that never happened. No, I'm joking. Anyway, so, I wonder how funny that looked on video. Yeah, so I don't really know what the spring is supposed to be for. If anyone does, feel free to post it in the comments. I'm all ears on what the heck that's all about. Okay. That might end the flea market stuff, yeah. I believe... Oh, actually, no. One more thing from the flea market. And that was a still sealed PlayStation 2 Internet adapter, which is really cool. I mean, you don't see these things too often, and to find one still sealed in the original packaging is actually absolutely awesome. Okay. Well, that's it from that one place, from that one flea market place. At the same flea market, but not the same person, I found all of these. And some people will know I love Japanese games, foreign stuff. I love Famicom, so I bought myself some Famicom games. Now they wanted like $4 or $5 each, and I ended up haggling them down to $15. And they're all sports games, but my Famicom collection is actually quite lacking. So even, it seems the theme of the trip is kind of buy sports games amongst the good stuff. So I picked up a few sports games. So we have Zippy Race. We got some baseball. We have another baseball, but the cartridge color is different, which is pretty funny. We have Power Joy. Not exactly sure what to expect from this. Maybe a multi-card of some sort. I'm not quite sure. More baseball. Japan definitely loves their baseball games. We got soccer, and we've got some more baseball. So I mean, yeah, they're sports games. Yeah, I paid a bit for them, but I love Famicom. So these are the only Famicom games I actually saw the whole trip. So I grabbed them just from. Oh, and actually, there's one more that was not part. I mean, it was part of this, but it was not with them for some reason. More baseball. So I think I'm all baseballed out for Famicom anyway. That's pretty cool. Anyway, it is now time for a water bottle intermission. Been doing a lot of talking. Anyway, moving on. We have some Nintendo 64 games here, which are probably going to be sports. Yep. NBA in the Zone 99. Fox Sports College Hoops 99. So again, 2 different 99 basketball games. I mean, that many aren't needed. And then we have NFL Quarterback Club 2000. So that was just a quick few Super Nintendo N64 games there. Also, for PSP, Daxter. Never owned this one before. I actually don't really know too much about the game. I'm pretty sure it takes place in between I don't know if I should even go on about that. It's spoilers, and I mean, I know everyone probably should have played the Jak series by now if you're going to, but I'm not going to go on the road anyway. But that takes place in a certain part of the timeline. Anyway, let's see what else we got down here. We have Evolution Skateboarding for PS2. And we also have Harvey Birdman by Capcom. And I mean, I love the Ace Attorney series, and this game is apparently supposed to be very similar to the Ace Attorney series, and I'm very interested in giving it a try and seeing what it's like. I mean, I really don't know anything about Harvey Birdman, other than that he's a lawyer, but definitely going to be very open-minded when trying that game out. What else we got here? Oh, the Eclipse Pad! That's right! This is actually a funny story, and I'm guessing we're going to come across the rest of it at some point. In one of the vintage stock stores, I talked about them, I think like the last video. Someone tried to sell a Sega Saturn with a whole bunch of games, and they were only going to give them like $10 for it. Now the catch is that none of the games had cases. They were just in one of those like CD folder things, but they all had the manuals, so I don't know why he would ever in a million years throw out the cases. Maybe they all broke or something because they were garbage. Yeah, they're only going to give him $10, so he's about to walk out, and I offered him $20 for it, with the games and everything, so I ended up buying it for $20. It came with this controller and the complete Sega Saturn with all the hookups and one official controller. So later on, I went to another store, and I ended up selling the Sega Saturn, just the console with the controller and hookups without the games and this controller for $20. So I made all my money back, plus I got all of the games and this controller. And I'm guessing we're going to come across those games at some point too. So yeah, that's kind of a funny thing that happened on the trip. I have an empty bag of some sort. Down here, we have some books from Book Off from the looks of it. Although they're kind of hard to get to, so we'll get to them in a minute. We have Super Donkey Kong, because Donkey Kong Country was not called Donkey Kong Country in Japan. It was called Super Donkey Kong. And there's your trivia fact of the day. Test your friends, parents, and pets. So here we are. Guess we're going to come across some NES stuff. We have Dracula in one of those weird plastic cases. Now, it's really sad because someone had to defile the box to make this kind of cover for the case. You can tell it's just the box that someone unfortunately cut. And the game is in terrible shape. But anyway, it is there, and it is a game I did not have for the NES. We have a blue Dreamcast memory card. This was actually part of that big flea market deal I was talking about. And even though I have a blue Dreamcast memory card, I don't think I have the end for any of them. So pick that up. And here we go. We're going to do a quick run through of all of the games that I got in that DVD case. Let's see. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Shockwave Assault, Gen War, Black Fire, and are some of them even doubled up? No, I don't think so. I don't know why these two aren't in cases. Aren't in sleeves. Maybe there's not enough room for them. I actually don't remember. Wing Arms, Dragonheart Fire Steel, Bug, Congo the movie, Wipeout, D, Soviet Strike, The Mansion of Hidden Souls, Corpse Killer, Tomb Raider, D, Disc 2, yes, yeah, the other one was Disc 1, so Disc 2, Myst, PTO 2, Herc's Adventures, Corpse Killer, wasn't there already? Yeah, there was already a Corpse Killer. Madden 97, oh man, NHL 98, Alone in the Dark, Need for Speed, Mr. Bones, Panzer Dragoon, The Horde, and Crusader, No Remorse. So yeah, I mean, all those were in here. And so basically I got this for free, along with that controller. And all of the manuals, which I see now are at the bottom here. Because yeah, all the games had manuals, but for some silly reason, the guy threw out the cases. So I mean, there you go, a whole stack of Saturn manuals right there. Yeah, this like NHL and Congo. I'm not going to go through all the manuals and show them all, but I mean, they are all there. So, I mean, it's just crazy. Like, why would he ever throw out the cases? It's really silly. But, oh well. It ended up resulting in me getting a good deal. Because, you know, if he had the cases, they might have offered him a lot more, and I wouldn't have got the games at all. So, I guess I should just be happy with what I got. Also down there are the books I still got from Book Off, are the Professor Layton Eternal Diva mangas. And they're actually like the movie manga. So you look at them, and I mean, it has all the pictures and stuff from the movie, so it's like, it's all color and stuff like that, and they're really neat, and there's only 2 of them, and they were only $1 each, so I got them, because I do love the Professor Layton series, and it's cool because if you put them together on the back, you actually get a completed picture from the movie. Yeah, it's neat, overall. But yeah, let's see, so overall, you got the whole movie there, and actually, I said $1, I say that because, Book Off did have a lot of dollar things. They say $4 on the back, but I could have swore I got them off the dollar section. Or did I pay $4 each for them? Either way, I love Professor Layton, so I mean, heck, it's worth more. I'd probably even pay more than $4 just because I love Professor Layton so much. Anyway, let's see what else we got in this box. We're almost at 20 minutes, so yeah, we're definitely going to be going on for a 5th video. Now this is interesting. This is the only modern thing I bought the whole trip. And that is Rayman Origins. And I have a friend who, a few months ago, he brought over Rayman Origins, and I actually had a lot of fun playing it. So I wanted to pick it up for myself, but nowhere around here, for whatever reason, had it for $20. I know the price went down, and a few places were still trying to sell it for more, and the only place I could find it for $20 was GameStop. And I mean, we all know what their idea of new is. So I mean, I have no interest in buying games. I've clearly been opened and the disc is behind the counter. I mean, I always seem to get stuck with that. I mean, it's like, you take it off the shelf, it's like, do you have more in the back? No, that's our only copy, it's our display one. Even when it's sealed, it's kind of sketchy. I have a friend who bought, I think it was like Marvel Ultimate Alliance or something, for $360, and it looked like it was sealed. He opened it, and the disc wasn't even in the actual holder inside the case. It was just in an envelope inside the case, so it had obviously been resealed, and he paid new price for it too. I mean, I I can't stand that. That is absolutely terrible. New should mean in the original packaging, never opened, never touched by human hands, and the disc was never used as a frisbee. So, but anyway, that's my rant about that. Moving on, we have a Quickfire controller for Super Nintendo, and I only paid like $2 for this, which is really funny because I mean I've never seen anything like this before, and it is absolutely 100% complete in the box. Let's see, moving on. A few more things in here. We have a PS2 USB network adapter. Now, I've never seen anything like this before. It's a bit faded, unfortunately. It says it works with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. And yeah, I thought it said one more game. But that might have been the other adapter I just talked about earlier, that link cable. Yeah, I've never seen anything like this before. I mean, I knew about the adapter that plugged into the back, but I've never seen this one. So that's kind of weird. What else we got in here? We have a Dreamcast Rumble Pack, Japanese, still sealed, which is really cool. And one last thing I'm going to show before calling it a video, just to make sure I have enough to make one more complete video. Because, I mean, it's either I end it now or we kind of go on and we get like a weird like 35-minute thing. Just to keep everything normal. Is a Versus cable for Dreamcast, and you can link two Dreamcasts together. And, I mean, I've never even heard of games that use this. I mean, subject Dreamcast games like below. It's really bad English. I mean, I guess it's like the most unofficial things, and my hand is getting like massive cancer just by touching the box. But anyway, we have F-355 Challenge, Daytona USA 2001, and Capcom versus SNK are compatible with that apparently, which is really cool because I had no idea. And anyway, I believe that's where we're going to end off. So, one more part to go after this. All this is bags, so I mean, the bags don't seem to take very long. And, I mean, actually, we still have about a quarter of this box left to go. But anyway, I guess that's going to be all for this part. So, thanks for watching up to this point. And one more to go. I mean, man, this is like the biggest pickup in history. But, I mean, it's not like it was all in one place. I mean, it was over a 3-week course of about 40 stores. I mean, I didn't even buy something from every single store. But, I mean, I did get some awesome deals. But anyway, one more part to go. See you next time.